welcome once again to some Dawn of War Soulstorm action. It's going to be a 2 vs 2 team game on the Doom Spiral map. Top right team consists of Gethelmir playing as the Dark Elder. We've got Lightman 2009 myself playing as the Space Marines. We'll just switch over to the enemy's perspective. Enemies on the bottom left would be Levy AV and playing as the Necrons, and the Diddy playing as Chaos Space Marines. So I believe Levy is actually playing as random, so it should be interesting to see how he handles the Necrons. He's actually going for a very early summoning core, not something you don't see too often to say the least. And the Diddy is actually going for a rather rare Chaos Armory start as well, so he's going to probably either go for early vehicles or not really too sure really. Maybe he's only got a couple of squads of cultists, but okay, here we go. Yep, he's getting grenade launchers on them. Got Mandrakes coming in from Geflemir, whatever the hell you want to call him, to try to construct. Oh, sorry, to try to prevent the Diddy from constructing the heavy bolted turret and not doing such a bad job of it. As for myself, I'll be going for a bit more of a standard build of the Chapel Barracks and Plasma Generator, nothing too fancy there. Space Marines to start off with. No Force Commander just yet, probably focusing more on getting the listing posts up as quickly as possible, I'm presuming. But yeah, so we'll be running into some Necron Warriors, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. At the same time, these Mandrakes are going to chase around some of these cultists, bizarrely enough. They probably should actually be reinforcing. I mean, granted, they're much more deadly in melee combat than cultists are, but as you can see, the Diddy doing a pretty good job in dancing around, so there you go. Let's just see what else he's got. Another cultist squad, and yep, quick tier 2. So he's almost certainly going for quick vehicles. As for Gethelmir, going for a bit more of a standard build, a bit of an earlier slave chamber to get the Dark Soul Essence. Oh, it's not just Dark Soul Essence, it's just Soul Essence, should I say. But apart from that, nothing too fancy. He's also getting the Archon squad. He's not actually going to be going for an early warrior squad, so he's going to be a bit more melee focused. I'm not really sure if I agree with that, but that's whatever. We'll see how that works out for him. My Scout Marine's actually getting into melee against the Necron Warriors to try to disrupt them as much as possible. I am finally going to be getting out a Force Commander. Okay, someone must have pinged something on the map, unfortunately you can't really see that in replays, but in any case, yeah, I do manage to get my listening post up, thank God for that, and yeah, I do have one squad of Scout Marines who can be ready to capture stuff if need be, and indeed, actually my ally should be capturing this point, but he's busy trying to take out the, ouch, anyway, the cultists, but nope, the DD is doing a pretty good job but dancing around from them, so good job to him and keeping himself alive pretty nicely, as well as, indeed, as well as being able to take up as quickly as possible, getting a second Plasma Generator, so we'll probably be seeing very quick vehicles. Necrons being forced to teleport out of there. I don't lose any builders by the looks of it. I think I might have lost, actually no, never mind, I do have one Scout Marine there, that's all you need to capture. Same time though, yeah, we definitely should have had the strategic point captured by now. I believe these Builder Scarabs are eventually going to make their way there most likely. And the DD mounting a very good defense actually against this mostly melee-oriented army of Geflemir, although Geflemir finally does get a warrior squad out, but he doesn't have any Mandrakes left. Oh, he actually does have that single squad. He didn't even capture, oh my god, he didn't even capture this strategic point until now. That's pretty poor. I mean, he was, presumably, okay, so that must have been indicating him to capture something, I don't know, but in either case, I suppose he was trying to go as aggressive as possible, but the DD managed to hold him back with 2 squads of cultists, of all things, and an upgraded listening post. Not too shabby indeed. And speaking of which, the DD is actually going for quick plasma pistols and a quick Chaos Sorcerer, so not going for quick vehicles. It should be interesting to see how he's going to how he's going to fare with that. In any case, Geflemir is still at tier 1, going for a bit more of a shooty build. With another warrior squad out. He hasn't even upgraded the Archon squad. Oh, never mind, of course, just as I say that, he's going to be getting a few Incubi out. As for myself, going to be putting down a quick minefield there, just in front of the listing post, just in case, I suppose. And, yeah, finally going to tier 2 myself, only just now starting. I believe Levi is still at tier 1 by the looks of it, but he does have the summoning core, so you can get the flayed ones if need be. Surprised he doesn't actually have the Necron Lord yet. Very strange indeed. In any case, he should be overwatching Necron warrior squads out of the Necron monolith, so that it's always producing something. A bit of a mistake, but oh well, what can you do? Okay, not really sure what exactly he's referring to because I can't see the bloody pings. I mean, granted, I'm viewing it from the enemy team's perspective, but I'm pretty sure pings don't show up at all, regardless of whose perspective you're seeing it from. Oh well, we'll see what happens. In either case, getting a second plasma generator, a third one, so yep, I'll probably be going for slightly heavier vehicles. Flayed one's also coming in to be a bit of a pain in the ass, as well as the Chaos Sorcerer with his plasma pistol is going to be very slowly but surely working away at the listing post. But we're having none of that, we're just going to keep going on. Yep, even my ally confirming to just keep on going. Yep, fine, we've got DD building his vehicle plant, machine pits. Cultist's infiltration skill even being upgraded. Where the hell? Oh, okay, there it is. Troops. Does have 3 squads out. He probably could afford to. Okay, needs a Chaos Temple for that, but he could have probably afford to. Not bad. Yeah, he probably could afford to get some more members on his squads as well. Actually, so they don't just get taken out just like that. Interesting, actually, outfitting them with plasma guns. Huh. Interesting. Well, we'll see how this works out. Actually, we do not have any detection at all, although Gaflamira, he could use the piercing vision ability actually on any of his squads to be able to detect, but I suppose he's not going to do that. In any case, yeah, we definitely need to get the hell out of it, to say the least. So given that I just have 2 squads of Space Marines, I would dare say probably going to be going for vehicles, not having a vehicle plant out just yet, but I really need to get something out as quickly as possible. Either that or go for more squads of Space Marines. But it looks like I'm just looking to reinforce this squad instead. This squad almost completely dead, this squad trying to get away as quickly as possible. I haven't seen frag grenades being used by anyone, so presumably they haven't been upgraded yet. And finally we do have the piercing vision ability being used by Gaflamir. Unfortunately we are going to be retreating though, and yeah, we're going to be taking a bit of damage as a result. What can you do, eh? Better part of Valor indeed. Not bad, there we go, finally building the machine cult. So the first thing out of there will probably be the transport, and yeah, because as you can see I'm focusing on rebuilding my Space Marine squad. Don't yet have the heavy weapons upgrade, but that'll presumably be the next upgrade, of course, or heavy weapon increase, whatever. Quick Rhino transport coming out, so yeah, there we go. We're going to have a pretty highly mobile army, and I mean, Dark Eldar are pretty mobile themselves, pretty high base movement speed, although even they get their own transport. They can only transport like 1 squad at once, but it does get the Screaming Jet's ability, so there we go. I suppose it's all a matter of what you needed to do. Interestingly enough, we actually had yet another Chaos Sorcerer being built. Interesting. Sure if I agree with that. We do have a quick Defiler by the DD, and second vehicle will be yet another Defiler. Well, who to freaking think? Oh god, that's me. There we go, finally, getting my squads up to full numbers. Probably could deal with a Chaplain or a Librarian attached to the second squad, or even just a Skull Probe for cheap detection, but oh well. What can he do? We've managed to hold our own though. Levi, on the other hand, he really needs to go to tier 2. Not really sure why he isn't at tier 2 just yet. But oh well. And yeah, the DD not doing such a bad little job actually. He's actually going to keep going for vehicles. So getting a Hell Talon out, he's probably going to go to tier 3 before getting the Chaos Temple out, I'm guessing. Just having a look, yeah, his power income's pretty high. And yeah, requisition, yeah, he's not exactly floating any resources either, so pretty good resource management there. Chaos Sorcerer presumably being used just as a mobile detector and spotter, I'm not entirely sure. In any case, he'll probably be caught out. Nope, he's actually going to teleport out there, so good micro by the DD there. Not bad indeed. Just trying to capture the middle, not really sure how well that'll work out. Thankfully my Scout Marines can get out of there pretty damn easily. I think my guys would want to deploy a little bit further away than that, but indeed, yeah, time to get the hell out of there. Those Defilers are going to be a bit of a pain in the ass though, but at the same time though, well, I think we should be alright. The only problem is that opponents don't really have too much heavy, well, direct fire stuff to really follow up with, except for the Hell Talon now, and a couple of cultist squads, bizarre enough. But thankfully we can just make our way there as quickly as possible, and hopefully we will. My transport eventually is going to be making its way there. Probably not before the listing post is destroyed, but at the same time, you know, we should be able to destroy the Hell Talon and possibly have Defile. Unfortunately, I'm not focusing fire there, so both the Hell Talon and the Defilers managed to get away with only being at half health, which kind of sucks. What can you do? These guys continue to fire their little plasma rifles, but there we go. But thankfully, yeah, Skull Probe coming in for myself to provide a bit of a cheap detection, basically. So am I going? No, actually, I'm going to be getting a Chaplain now. And going for the Sacred Artifacts, so yeah, looks like I'm going to be staying at tier 2 a bit longer, most likely going to be getting the Chaplain attached to the Grey Knight squad. Maybe I'll be getting the Librarian before tier 3. I don't know. As for opponents, just having a look at their tech, Levy's still at tier 1.5. These flayed ones should really just be teleported back to base and loaded up into the monoliths so they can be summoned where and when they need to be. As for the DD, yep, he is actually going to tier 3 and he doesn't have a barracks up at all, so probably going to be going straight to demons and such. Now we'll see what happens. I mean, we do... well, I suppose when it comes to just pure army strength, I think we do have a bit of an edge over our opponents. But our opponents at the same time, they do have some rather nifty tools at their disposal. The Defilers, the Hell Talon definitely could be a pain in the ass. And the Cultists, as you can see, even though, yeah, they don't have the heavy weapons upgrade to be able to mount more than just 2 of their heavy weapons, they can still do a bit of damage, and if they're cloaked, I can't fire back at them. So, of course, once they get decloaked, they go down pretty quickly. And at the same time, we do have Gaflamir coming in with his Scourges, squad actually going into ranged combat again as well against the Hell Talon. And yeah, the DD, he does have a couple of things to defend. He's actually going for a Chaos Predator now, but indeed. And yeah, just now going for the Demon Pit. Actually, I'm surprised that he didn't go for a Sacrificial Circle during his tech up to tier 3, so that way he could get the possessed Space Marines as quickly as possible. Instead he's going straight for the Demon Pits. Yeah, I don't know if that's really the best of ideas. I dare say possessed Chaos Space Marines would probably be a bit more useful than Obliterators. Although, then again, we are a bit of a highly mobile army, so... yeah, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell really until you actually see it in action. In any case, we'll see what's going to come out of this Demon Pit. Should be interesting as the Demon Pit... there we go, yep. Obliterators, of course, with teleporters. But yeah, the Demon Pit also allows for the Demon Prince upgrade for the Chaos Lord, but you need the barracks for that, which DD does not have just yet. Very good mark on his vehicles and troops, I admit. I mean, look at that Hell Talon. It's 107 HP. That's what it's down to, and he manages to get out of there just in the nick of time. Even got some... actually, I think it was actually a Dark Elder using that ability there. I'm entirely sure. But in either case, yeah, good marker there. Scourge is going to be jumping in to do a bit of damage against the Defilers, but at the same time, these Cultists will be able to do a bit of damage against them until the Piercing Vision ability is used on the Warriors to take them out. And as you can see, they go down pretty quickly, to say the least. I probably didn't really need to announce every time I went up in a tier, but oh well, what can you do? We actually got Warriors going into melee against Obliterators. A little bit of overkill sending them all into melee, really. You just need one squad to be sent into melee against them, and the other squads... indeed. Any other squads could have just taken these guys out from range, but well, what can you do? They're just definitely going to be pressing on the attack here. I'm pressing on the attack on their Necron player's base, so probably would have done a bit better taming up on one player's base at a time, but really, we're just that good we can just afford to take out our opponents separately. Yeah, Levy definitely needs help, but I don't think the DD's in a position to be able to help. Actually, if I was a DD, I'd just get maximum workers, really. Because really, if he's got that many vehicles out, he wants to keep them as alive as much as possible. He does have 2 and a 3rd one. Actually, I think he might have the maximum amount out. In either case, he does have the Sacrificial Circle finally, so probably going to get the possessed Chaos Marines eventually, but as for myself, I am going to be still destroying Levy's base, so not really helping my ally too much, but at the same time, I think he's got this one in the bag. I mean, he might actually get forced back with the amount of ranged firepower he's facing, but indeed. Yeah, he might actually get forced back, and as you can see, he's actually been completely obliterated, and he doesn't have any replacements. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter. The DD is not actually recognising that as an opportunity to counter-attack. Gaflamir is actually just going to go straight towards me instead, which actually might be a bit of a better idea, really. But at the same time, it won't be enough to save Levy. Even if he forces my troops back, I'll probably destroy Levy's base anyway before he manages to get out his possessed Chaos Space Marines. And there you go, bam! Down goes an entire player. And ouch. My Land Speeder Tempest is probably going to go as well, so I'm going to be retreating in either case, most likely. Yep, going to be retreating temporarily just to regroup. Hopefully Gaflamir is going to be making some troops, well, slowly but surely he's going to be making some troops. If he, actually he doesn't even have any vehicle plants out or anything like that. In fact, he might actually still be at tier 2. I don't see a witch's, indeed, I don't see a witch's cult or whatever it's called out at all. Sure why he doesn't have that actually, given how much time has freaking passed. I suppose he wanted to focus more on building an army. Probably could have retreated a little bit earlier on just to avoid getting completely annihilated. What can you do? My Rhino Transport's going to be coming back to come defend my base, because as you can see, the DD is definitely not out just yet. And as you can see, I'm going to be sending everything I can against them. Grey Knights versus possessed Chaos Space Marines. Unfortunately, possessed Chaos Space Marines only count as heavy infantry, not as actual demons, which means that my Grey Knights actually don't do bonus damage against them, which is kind of ridiculous. What can you do? An Astral Bombardment's ability being used there to buy a bit of time, and at the same time we're going to have a counterattack by Gaflamir on the DD's base, which is completely defenseless. So an Astral use of the Orbital Bombardment ability by myself, if I do say so. Actually, it probably wasn't 100% necessary, but it did actually buy myself a bit of time. So there's that to consider. I finally got a Predator out. I probably will be able to hold back this attack. It's still going to be a bit tricky though, especially those bloody Obliterators firing. I do at least have my Space Marines out, and I hope to God I've got some. Oh, thank God, I actually got frag grenades. There we go, using them both from both squads it seems. Does this Chaos Marine squad probably get completely destroyed? Nope, it's going to manage to reinforce just in time to get out of there. Incredible. But at the same time, those possessed ones those possessed ones are not cheap, but at the same time though they can still stay within the fight, which kind of sucks. What can you do? My Grey Knight's still in the fight as well. The Chaplain's still at pretty good health actually. Not really sure what I just used. Actually, I think I might have used the Chaplain's shout ability against the Obliterators, bizarre enough, and really I should be going into melee against the Obliterators, but in either case they should get torn down relatively quickly. And yeah, I mean, I've also got the home ground advantage playing right next to my base. I can afford to reinforce as quickly as possible, while the DD is a very long way away from his base, and he's not going to be receiving indeed, he's not going to be receiving any reinforcements due to the attack that was happening there. But overall, a very good last-ditch effort by the DD, definitely very admirable, especially compared to what many other players will do, which is just quit at that point. But he definitely did have me on the run there for a bit, but thankfully I did manage to reinforce with the Predator coming in, a good use of the orbital bombardments to buy me a bit of time, and yeah, getting my other special troops in there as well, and of course the killing blow being applied by Gaflamir on the DD's base. So not too shabby. Not too shabby. I'll see you all next time.